Now, in the past, we've tended to think that people's welfare has to be traded off against the environment. Let's be honest, there are conflicts of interest. If we pretend that there aren't, one consideration, normally economic growth, wins out in policy terms above all the others. And people advocating for environmental protection end up being met with the response, yes, but what about the economy? But I think what we're discovering more and more is that a good society can reconcile those aims, and that sometimes if we play it right, what is green can also be fair.
The Green New Deal is a policy which is not just in Britain, it's very much an international idea, where the governments actually sponsor and help to finance the transition from a fossil fuel economy to an economy based on net zero policies and industries.
As we're moving away from the financial impacts of COVID, what we need more than anything is to be helping people into sustainable, reliable jobs.
A massive rollout of green tech engineering and building skills is required, particularly for our youngsters. They will build our future renewables and retrofit our homes, as well as building low-carbon passive house standard new ones.
We would like to see it from a trade union point of view as something that actually provides a smooth transition to sort of keep jobs in the economy, to give people training in new skills, and to give general prosperity for young people in the future.
For me, it's about building opportunities for everybody, particularly for those people where the normal wasn't working for them previously.
I work in financial services. Before COVID, I had sales managers travelling 2 hours in a car to come and see me and maybe 2 other advisors. Now I've started to do Zoom meetings with them guys. They're sat at home, they're not stuck in traffic, they're not stressed out, they're not the polluting environment. So I think more working from home and working smarter rather than harder.
In the green economy, there will be lots more jobs needed. Green homes jobs, building highly energy efficient prefabricated bits of homes in factories. That would be wonderful if we could get a green homes producer in Darlington, and of course retrofit for all the homes that we already have in Darlington that need insulating and improving to make them fit for the future.
A lot of retrofitting of older houses is expensive, you can't get away from it. Solar panels cost about £6,000 an installation. We've got the full size installation here on this roof, but this is the only roof in a street of 70 houses which has solar panels. And it's basically because they're expensive, and without government grants, the cost benefit to you immediately in repayments from selling electricity to the grid is very small by comparison with the outlay. If it's to happen on a larger scale, then government must intervene and do it as a matter of public policy.
You can see we're building a lot of new homes in Darlington. If we're building new, we should make sure we build up to the highest standard possible. There are incredibly energy efficient homes. They're called passive house. It's a German standard where literally the house is deemed to be passively heated by the sun and by the body heat of the people who live in that house. It can be heated on the body heat of 13 cats. Obviously, if humans live there too, you can proportionately reduce the number of cats you have. And you can then add renewable energy, solar panels, for example, so that people can power their appliances using solar power as well.
By 2030, we require 80% of our UK energy supply to be coming from renewables. The majority of that in the UK will come from onshore and offshore wind developments. The development of a green energy network would create countless UK well-funded sustainable jobs.
A green and fair recovery means looking at where inequalities exist. People who live in colder houses are more likely to end up in hospital, especially with complications of heart and lung problems.
You even get worse educational attainment, because if people don't have a warm bedroom that children can go and do their homework in, then they don't do their homework and they're not going to have very good outcomes from school. If we can make people's homes warm and safe and comfortable and energy efficient, then that has really good positive social effects. Of course, the less fuel you have to use to heat your home, the less carbon emissions, so you're making people's homes better and you're addressing the climate crisis.
This is a Victorian terrace house. The windows in particular were drafty, the glass was very thin, and so rooms, particularly the upstairs rooms, got extremely cold. We found a local joiner to make windows to a high thermal standard, and that has transformed life in the house. That's being made locally in a local workshop by local skilled people, which retains skills in the town. And secondly, there's 3 days' work for 3 people, even to fit it.
It has been estimated that revitalising our housing would create around 200,000 new jobs.
This is a role that governments and local authorities could play in actually financing the retrofitting of those buildings. It would give the opportunities for apprenticeships, jobs and retraining. Councils, through their direct labour organisations, could actually provide a free service and a trusted service and systematically work through the streets, bringing them up to standard. And there's quite a lot of interesting opportunities if the council had the political will.